Hey, everybody. I am Pastor Terry Roberts, and I just wanted to talk to you a minute about some things that are really, really important to us as a church and to me personally. You know, about 30-something years ago, I actually had a dream. And in this dream, I didn't see Jesus, I didn't see an angel, but it was just a very vivid dream. And there was a revival going on, and people were getting born again and following Jesus more than I thought would be possible. But I was frustrated because all of these people were just being left like abandoned babies. They weren't being taken care of. And I said, Lord, I'm really frustrated. I don't know what to do. And so in the dream, I said, I know what I'll do. I'll do what they did in the Bible. And so my mind went back to the place in Luke 9 where Jesus fed the multitude. And it says he blessed the bread, he gave it to his disciples, and then they gave it to the people. But first, the disciples had organized the people into groups of 50, into small groups. And so they were subdivided into smaller groups, yet they were together as a whole as well. And so when I woke up, I was thinking about it, and out of that, we started small groups in our church. We got trained to do that. I actually went back to school for that. And we got trained to do that, and we've been doing small groups for over 3 decades. It's a very, very important part of our church. It's one of the things that caused us to be healthy because it lets people fellowship and get together and get to know people one-on-one, because you can't grow just by coming to church on Sunday morning. We always knew that. And it was true that that was for small groups. But now, after working overseas and doing things with planting house churches and different churches overseas, I've realized that it's more than small groups. It's also what we're calling microsites. You know, we have about 8 microsites that meet in nursing homes and different places. And so it's something that's a little bit different from a small group in that sometimes the people who go to a microsite can't or don't even come to church here. And so we're supporting both. We're all in for small groups where Christians get together. Maybe there's some unbelievers there as well, but usually it's Christians. It's a great way to take what you're hearing on Sunday morning and what you're reading in your own Bible study and applying it in your life. It's very important. But at the same time, there are places in our world where we need to interact with lost people because not all of those people out there are going to come to church, so we need to go to where they are. So whatever world you're in, maybe you're in a bicycling world or you're in a motorcycle world and you're in a neighborhood where you have people that are not going to church, why don't you form a community with them? And then as time goes on, look for opportunities to share your faith. And it's possible that those people will never come to church here, and we're okay with that. We want them to go to heaven. It's possible that that thing could actually become a microsite church. We consider a microsite a church, just like Heritage Point is a church, Lakeview is a church. All the different microsites are actually churches. We consider them part of the FCFC family, but they exist as a church. You don't have to come to this building to be a church. And so we're very excited about that. We believe that what we do here on Sunday morning is really important. The corporate worship and getting together is really important as a Christian. But then in addition to that, what if some of the people in this church came to church on Sunday morning, and then at the same time they said, okay, on Thursday, I'm going to get together with this group of people, and I'm going to pour my life into them. And really, you're pastoring them. It's a microsite. I'm going to read you a scripture. Acts 20:20. I like to call it our 2020 vision. It says, Paul is talking, and he says, you know that I have not hesitated to preach anything that would be helpful to you, but have taught you publicly and from house to house. Publicly and from house to house. So in the temple or in the church, but also in your homes or in your workplace or whatever, wherever you meet people, wherever your world is, maybe a coffee shop, you get together with people and you take some time to pour your life into them and to just be their friend. And then when they're ready, they ask you about Jesus and you lead them to a discipling relationship in Jesus. What if you could come to church here and lead a small microsite at the same time? That's not for everybody in our church, but it's for some people in our church. And then what if you're called to the people in our church and you say, well, maybe I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to have a small group that we meet and discuss the pastor's sermons or whatever's going on. We're going to do it in a small group context. I really encourage you to pray. We're really challenging the church, especially in light of this coronavirus. And, you know, the world has changed. I want to reach the people in our community. I want to stop just pastoring the church. I want to pastor the community. I want us to stop focusing just on the church. And I want the church to do what Jesus told us to do, to really go to the world. One of the ways that we can get to the world is get together in fellowship settings where we're in community with people and that we give them an opportunity to watch our life. And then at some point when they're ready, ask us, what does it mean to follow Jesus? pray. Whether it's a small group or a microsite, ask the Lord if that's what you should be doing. Bless you.